One.
For my song meaning presentation, I have titled this From Emo to Memo. I am a sucker for a good pun, so although emo is not the correct classification for Evanescence music, I really stand by this joke. All right, so diving right in for a little bit of context, Evanescence is a rock band from It is a rock band from Little Rock, Arkansas that was formed in 1995. The most famous member of this band would be Amy Lee, the frontwoman, who is also one of the co-founders. Now, they most prominently rose to fame in 2003 when the first single from their debut album, Fallen, was released, and this single was Bring Me to Life. It is also known as Wake Me Up due to its repetitive chorus. So it was actually a genuinely popular song when it first came out. It spent 32 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100 list, peaking at number 5 on the list. It was nominated. The song and the band were nominated for a bunch of awards at the 2004 Grammys. They were nominated for Album of the Year and Best Rock Album for Fallen, Best Rock Song for Bring Me to Life, and they won 2 Grammys, one for Best New Artist and one for Best Hard Rock Performance for Bring Me to Life. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the content of the song or how it had this cultural movement behind it or anything like that. The reason I chose it for this assignment is to show how the cultural relevancy of this song has changed throughout times. So like I said, it was a genuinely successful and wildly popular song when it first came out. As most songs that are on the mainstream radio became overplayed and was taken out of rotation, it still appeared on some throwback playlists, things like that. People reminiscing fondly of the days when they wore too much eyeliner. And finally, in the past few years, really since about 2011 is the earliest recording we have of it being a popular meme. So the really first incarnation of the Bring Me to Life, Wake Me Up Inside meme is the skeleton version that you see in the bottom left-hand corner. This appeared on Reddit, and from there, people really latched onto it, partly because of the dramatic nature of the music video, which I will link in the works cited. Partly because of the repetitive lyrics and the call and response nature of them. Really, the next most popular version is actually a Goofy from Disney fame's version of Bring Me to Life done in his voice, which I will not play for you, but if you're brave enough, I do suggest watching. And then finally, the first 2 came out in about 2011, 2013, between 2011 and 2013. And the last one came out just last year. You will spoiler alerts. Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, when he was resurrected, this meme was very popular on Tumblr, especially to GIF or GIF, based on your preference. His reawakening, they would place the lyrics on top of it. There are also some videos on YouTube of the song being played over this dramatic moment, which is played very straight in the show. Now, like I said, I'm not focusing on this because there is some exciting cultural meaning behind the song. I'm really focusing on it based on cultural relevancy. The fact that a song that was at one time genuinely popular being reduced to a meme is very interesting. You can see here from this Google Trends chart that it was widely, the lyrics Wake Me Up Inside were widely searched in about 2004. That's as far back as Google Trends will search. Around the time that it came out, around the time of the Grammys. So it makes sense that it was a very popular search item then. You can see then it kind of dips into irrelevancy for a couple of years, every once in a while having a bump. And you'll see in about 2011 in January, there is a big spike. That was around one of the first times the meme appeared on Reddit. You'll see another spike, which I approximate to be 2012, 2013. And then a huge spike in, let's say, the past 2 years, which is when Tumblr has really latched on to this meme. You'll see it appear on Reddit, on Vine, and Tumblr especially. So that is why I chose Bring Me to Life by Evanescence for the song meaning, which ultimately has nothing to do with the song, but all to do with people's renewed interest in it for their own means. All right.